Hey, what is going on, guys? ComputerSurgeon here, and the iMac is long overdue for an update. It was last updated in October of 2015, and Mac Rumors states that there could be a 2017 version coming out. But if you've ever wanted to upgrade the one that you currently have, I'm going to show you guys how we can tear into that and kind of upgrade the RAM and or the hard drive if you're looking to do so. But before we tear into this, I would like to advise you guys to grab this toolkit on Amazon for 16 bucks. This isn't a sponsorship. This is just one of the best toolkits you can get to take apart Apple stuff. So take a suction cup and kind of pry away at the right side of the screen. This screen is magnetic, so you don't have to worry about breaking anything, and kind of just lift it away from its encasing. There isn't anything wrong with mine. I just wanted to dust it out because it has never been opened or dusted out, and you'll see here in a minute. But to do the screws, we're going to use this tool that is found in the toolkit that I have. There are 4 on each side, so just go ahead and remove those screws. Taking these out can be pretty annoying sometimes just because there's magnets right next to where the screws go in, so when you take them out, the screws kind of can get stuck on there, but it's not really a big deal. So once you get all 8 screws removed, go ahead and pry out the screen from its encasing, but not too much because there are 4 cables that you're going to need to remove to take the screen off completely. They're put in by kind of a clasp, so if you take the left and the right side and kind of just squeeze, they should come out. Now just be very careful because they can break pretty easily, especially this black ribbon cable. But just take the clasp and lightly pull out and you should be good to go, and that is it for the cables. And you can go ahead and just remove the screen from its casing, but be careful because like you can see here, the screen kind of tilts back, and if you are a little bit too rough with it, it could fall over, and obviously we don't want that to happen. So in the 4 or 5 years that I've had this iMac, I have never once opened it up and cleaned it out. So I decided to kind of do that. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just kind of wanted to see how much dust had accumulated over the past few years, and wow, is it a lot. So I just kind of took a can of air and just started spraying in here, and so much dust came out, and the cloth that this is sitting on was just completely gray and full of dust after this. But if you decide to spray the fans, which I highly recommend that you do because that is where the majority of the dust is going to be built up at, make sure when you're spraying it, you hold down on the fan like this. Otherwise, you could damage the fan header, and that'll just lead to some thermal issues later, and that's obviously not what we want. We're just trying to kind of look in here and clean it out, not damage it further. After I did that, it looks a lot better in here. There obviously could be a little bit more dusting, but I decided to do this with the monitor as well, just because there was a lot of different dust caked on these foam pads in here, as well as the ribbon cable. So I kind of just prettied that up a little bit. And then once I was done with all that, you can just go ahead and place the screen back in the casing, but make sure that you do this very gently. Otherwise, you could damage the bottom half of the screen while putting it back in. And make sure that all the cables are connected before you close it back up. Obviously, you know, that's one thing that'll make the screen display the images, so you want to make sure that that is all connected and good. And then you can just go ahead and screw in the 4 screws on each side and make sure that those are pretty securely in, not like tight enough to where you might be able to strip the screw. Just make sure that it's in tightly enough so that the screen inside doesn't jiggle. Once you're done with that, I just kind of polish the screen back up. Make sure you don't get any fingerprints on here, because when you put the other screen back on, obviously you're not going to be able to wipe those off, and you'll have to take the screen back off again. So just go ahead and put the magnetic screen back on. So if you look on the underside where the speaker is, you will see 3 Phillips screws. Go ahead and remove these. We're going to be dusting this out as well. This is where the RAM is held. Those screws are kind of stuck in there, so you don't have to worry about losing them. Pull out the 2 black plastic tabs, and this is where the RAM is held. Just go ahead and yank on those, and they should come out no problem. It is kind of tough to get those out at first, so don't be afraid to pull on those a little bit more than you would. They will not break, so don't worry about that. So just set those off to the side. I just kind of blew this out with a can of air, and once I was done with that, I just simply put the RAM back in. Make sure the RAM is going in sticker side down. Go ahead and insert the RAM and kind of push in a little bit. It's not going to go in if you don't put some force on there. I kind of did this with myself. I was kind of scared that I might break it, but you're not going to break these things. They're pretty sturdy. Just make sure that the sticker side is down and the tooth is the right way, and you should be all good to go. Tuck those black tabs back under the RAM. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and grab that piece that came off the bottom and start to screw that in. Before I did that, I just kind of dusted mine off because it was really bugging me, and I just hate dust, so I made sure I just blew that off a little bit with some air, and then I just went ahead and screwed that back in. And once you have that done, it should boot up without any issues. If it does, just go ahead and make sure everything's screwed in and the RAM is securely tight. That could cause some issues on boot if it's not correctly plugged in. But for now, that's about it for this video, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up if it did help you. Comment in the section below on some more videos you want to see in the future, and subscribe for more content from me. I will see you guys on my next video. Peace out, and thanks for watching.